I want the world to know that life hasn't been easy, but I haven't given up. And there's definitely way more to come from Betsy.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you that question on camera. You ready?
Oh man, you are recording. Shown to any other agent, we wrote up the offer and we got it.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
And when was the last time you had talked to that client?
Oh, no, you didn't.
That's good. It's good. This is real stuff, man. Tell me your last name again, Rosie.
I'm Rosie.
Roseanne.
I'm Roseanne.
Keisha.
Oh, so you don't even know my name, and you got me over here.
Oh, they're recording all this attitude. Y'all hear this attitude? Hey, on camera, Jack. Good afternoon. This is Anthony Glenn checking in with the Sitrep podcast where we help you win in real estate. And today we got nervous ass Betsy Palmer on the podcast today. Yay! Hey, check this out, man. So check it out. I'm super excited because we got one of the superheroes off of the Renew team at Remax Liberty. Without further ado, Betsy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing outstanding. Now, I just have a couple of questions. What made you get into real estate?
Actually, my mother was a real estate agent.
Oh, really?
Back in the day before the recession, before everything went to crap.
Oh, so you had an opportunity to see mom do real estate.
Yes, I actually used to go with her to go look at new models and, while she was working. So I saw her in action. And ever since then, there was like a little seed planted in me and I wanted to do real estate.
Okay.
And I became an agent.
What location? Where was she doing practicing real estate?
Chula Vista.
Right here in Cali. So you man, I didn't know she was out here, with the California love, Snoop Dogg and Tupac up in here. That's what's up, man. That's cool, man. Chula Vista is pretty cool. So you were already grooming to be an agent then?
Somewhat, yeah, definitely. I could say that.
Now, how long have you been doing real estate and practicing?
So I will be 3 years this month, actually. Yeah.
3 years.
3 years.
Okay. All right. If you was to give yourself any advice 1 year to today, what would it be?
It would be join a team.
Join a
team. I think that when you're a new agent, you definitely get thrown out there. This is a rough business. Not everybody can make it, especially if you go solo and you don't know what you're doing. You could, be great in a couple months in a year, but then you're out. So join a team that could guide you and teach you what you need to know.
That's really good advice. And how did you find Mr. Anthonyus Renewus, the warrior monk from Chula Vista?
Anthony actually didn't want me.
Really?
Yeah, I was actually part of another team, and there was some conflict there, and I felt like I was stuck. And I think in real estate, in teams, if you join a team and you feel stuck, in order to make it into this business, you have to find something that's going to make you grow, and you can't settle. Anthony was part of the same brokerage, and I used to see how he handled his team, how he trained, and I liked it. So I stuck by him little by little, and he couldn't get rid of me. So he adopted me. We got breaking news.
The Win in Real Estate and Sitrep podcast has released our Wire mentoring and coaching platform for real estate professionals. Ian, can you talk about the brand ambassador course?
Hey, all right, the brand ambassador course. That is a great course that we put together. All that goes through all the different little nitty-gritty details about the about the VA loan. So that way you can learn everything that you want about it. If you're a real estate professional, it puts you right in track to be able to represent these veterans to your best abilities, and to make sure that they are maximizing the opportunities of that loan, as well as it gives you access to the network that we built through accredited veteran advocates to make sure that we are serving the community as best as possible.
Okay, and a cliff note of that is that if you're a real estate professional and you want to learn how to increase your VA business and get referrals from us out of our Facebook group and from all of our social media platforms, get on the brand ambassador course with the Veteran Homeowners Club. And if you're a real estate professional and you learn how to kill it in real estate, okay, or win in real estate through our mentoring and coaching program, okay, we have our Wire Mentors where we're going to teach you guys about how to structure your business as a real estate professional to get from 8 6 to 8 figures. That's really, really cool, man. And by the way, y'all, if y'all didn't know, Anthony was stuck too, because I had been telling him he's been seeing all of this magnificent content we've been putting out here. And I actually had a conversation with Anthony many years ago. And one of the biggest things that I saw with him is discernment and character, right?
Yes.
So, and then obviously, I mean, he's number 2. The Marines are number 1, obviously, you know,
Okay.
but number 2, you know, he also served in the Navy, and that's why we wanted him
Yes.
to be a part of our Veteran Homeowners Club movement.
And I actually think because of, you know, your background and his background, you guys have structure. And I think in real estate, you need to have structure. You need to have, you know, that push, that ambition, and you guys have that. So I think that's one of the things that attracted me to his team, that he was very structured and he was very honest, and the loyalty also showed.
That's good. That's really good. Now, I have a hard question.
Oh no.
Your very first client, tell us about that sale.
Ooh, my very first client was actually easy. It was given to me
Okay.
by my previous team leader. He was already pre-approved. He already, you know, got the pep talk. So I just had to show him the home. It was a listing actually here in Oceanside.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, he was looking for something, a condo, I believe. Yeah, it was a condo, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. And this one had just hit the market within like an hour or two.
Mm-hmm.
I called him and we saw it that same day. It wasn't even, you know, shown to any other agent. We wrote up the offer and we got it.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
And when was the last time you had talked to that client?
Oh, no, you didn't.
That's good. It's good. This is real stuff, man. And the reason why this is a podcast, these are things that, and the reason why we have these hard questions is because we're real people, y'all. Mm-hmm. These are real people. A lot of people think agents don't have feelings, but I'll tell you, face to face, eyeball, kneecap to kneecap, that myself and Ian have been working on our client contact.
Yes. So to answer your question, I did stay in contact with him after the sale.
Good.
You know, in a few months after that, but I really haven't made a contact with him again.
But that's good. But we're changing that, right?
We are. We definitely are.
And the reason why I asked that, another reason why I asked that question is because I'll share a testimony with you. Okay. And a lot of people script podcasts, but we want to show you guys real things that happen in real estate with real people. I had a client and I sold him a property many, many years ago, and he was reaching out to me he just kept calling me to hang out with his kids and stuff. And I didn't make time. Right. Mm-hmm. And what he really wanted to do, I put another agent in business. Good friend of mine, Joe Onello, give a special shout out to you for closing that deal. Joe Onello, we actually sold him his first property. He was a Marine Corps drill instructor. And then Joe Onello actually sold my client a property and listed his property. So one thing that was a hard lesson for me to learn, basically, like, make sure that every client, you continue to stay in contact with them. He just wanted to have a conversation with me. But what I didn't realize is that he actually wanted to list his property and buy another one. So that's an opportunity that I lost out on. And I can personally say that because I think it's important to know how important it is to make sure that everybody's relational. And I know that you guys are working on that right now, right?
Yes, absolutely. And actually, you know, to follow up on that story, Anthony had a listing here in Marietta, and he had not reached out to him. He sent some cookies. I don't remember what holiday it was. And come to find out, that was his previous buyer. He was actually moving. He was getting stationed somewhere else, and he needed to sell. And he had already contacted an agent. But because Anthony followed up and, you know, sent him, cookies out of nowhere, he's like, hey, I'm about to list my home. If he would have never sent that, he would have never made contact with that client or got the listing. So he ended up getting the listing, and I held an open house, and I got the buyer, and we were able to, double on that listing.
And see, these are the type of stories that, these are the Cinderella stories, and the good and bad. So now let's transition into why you decided to join with a veteran team.
At the moment, I was the only Spanish-speaking agent.
Okay.
So I felt like, it was something that he needed. So that was my way to get in the door.
And I speak so you guys know, I speak fluent Spanish too, and I'm Italian.
Oh, is
so
that right?
yes,
Well, let's put you on the spot.
Haspa and linguini. That's my
okay.
Spanish Italian right there. I'm messing around. I speak zero Spanish. But you know, looking at you know, I have another question for you. What made you guys? Because I know it was a team thing. What made you guys join us?
I think with Anthony's structure and with your knowledge, you know, you're combining two forces together that are, you know, still in the same industry, but different qualities that you bring into a team. And because of that, you're able to grow a team farther than, you know, each of you guys going your own separate ways. And you have the Marine, he has the Navy. So it's you guys are combining forces in other ways. And I think that brings a lot of value to the team and RE/MAX.
Now, I'm going to tell you guys something. So for those of you who don't know, this is an impromptu podcast. This is not scripted. They were sitting in the office. I said, get on up in here and get this podcast done. And we're just going to have a conversation. And then also, guess what? If you don't know the Renew team at RE/MAX Liberty, now you do. And this is one of the team members. All right. So I have another question for you. What is the goal for 2023?
To blow everyone out of the water. There's so much stuff coming up. I mean, everybody's going to definitely want to know who RE/MAX Liberty is and who the Renew team is.
That's good. What is the why? And who are you doing real estate for? I know you have a family.
I do. My kiddos. I believe that I've always said I was going to be the first millionaire in my family. So that's still out there. But my kids are my why. They are the reason I do what I do.
Okay. Tell us about the babies.
So I have 3. I got my boy, he's 15 and he's autistic. And I have my middle child, she's my diva, she's 10. And the baby, she's 6.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I have a 9 and a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
So, and you know, when you said that your children are why you're doing real estate, I think that's who you're doing real estate for. And it's really cool to hear because I feel like when people figure out who they're doing it for, nothing is above that.
Exactly.
Right? So hard listing, hard clients and everything else. I mean, it's just easy to understand, like, if you're doing it for someone that you love, then that means that you love real estate. Yeah. Right? That means you love it when you're tired. That means you love it when you don't have a listing. That means when people don't show up for the open houses. I mean, what do you have to add to that?
Yeah, you're right. I think that if you have a business or whatever you do, if you don't have your why attached to that, it's not going to have the same passion. So for me, real estate, I love it. I love what I do. I love socializing with people. I love, you know, to give them from not owning a home to becoming real estate investors. And at the end of the day, it's going to close. And I know that I'm doing it for my babies.
That's awesome, man. So we know that you have 3 babies, okay? We know that you're a real estate professional and you've been in for 3 years. What is something that you would like the world to know about you? What is it that you want the world to know about you?
I think I want the world to know that life hasn't been easy, but I haven't given up. And there's definitely more Betsy to come.
So Betsy, tell us why it hasn't been easy.
Ooh, well, one, having an autistic kiddo is definitely one of my biggest challenges, but also rewarding. And that hasn't been easy. Also, you know, there's so much more, but, you know, that's probably for another podcast.
But that's good, though, you know, and one of the biggest things that I can see is I can see compassion in your eyes. I can see it. It's resonating through me. And I feel like the reason why we did this podcast is because people need to know that it's not easy. It's not easy for me either. It hasn't been easy. You know, you get disappointment, people let you down and everything else. But at the end of the day, nothing is bigger than the who, which is your superhero, right? Man, this has been a really good one. That's it, man. You did it. First and foremost, I want to say I appreciate you coming on the podcast. You know,
you technically threw me on the podcast.
And you killed it, man. And you killed it. And how can a client or a opportunity be looking to work with you, how can they work with you?
They could definitely send me an email, sdagent19@gmail.com, or they can reach me on Instagram, Facebook, Betsy, your San Diego Realtor.
Betsy, your San Diego Realtor. And you can reach us at anthony10k.com, where we help you win in real estate. You can find us on Clubhouse, and you can find us on the trap music playing on the phone back there. You got to keep that in there.